Not yet? There it goes. One of these connectors wasn't connected. This one wasn't right there. And it wasn't able to fire the laser. So, whoa. It's an insignia, so I thought, you know, here comes the built-in obsolescence, but no. Still runs just fine. Pat Morita.
Avasti Thelma. This is an intro. Introducing. Dude, I can't do this.
Much better. Oh yeah. Yeah. Now that is a snow blower. Sorry about the beginning there. I woke up. My inhaler was empty. My inhaler was empty, so I had to go get a new one. Let's just say asthma sucks. That's why you didn't hear me talking all that much. Probably heard me breathing. It's bad. I like it cold when I sleep. So, because I had no lung capacity, I didn't sleep well, and now I'm going back to bed. Well, that was a pain in the ass. I locked myself out. Lucky for me, I found my spare key. It's the best spot in the lot. So yeah, today was pretty bad. I hibernated for a very long time. Let's get traditional, it's fine. Make spaghetti probably tomorrow or today for dinner. But it was pretty bad because I couldn't breathe. My body went into this recessive state and I was only breathing in a little bit at a time. And thick and zesty Italian style seasoning. Whoop! You following me? Following along? And I couldn't really breathe, so my body went into this mode where I just sat there and slept for like a while, a long while, and it sucked. So it wasn't very fun, but I did get my medicine, and I did learn that wet wax. It's a good thing I can get my mushrooms right before the wet wax. I learned that one of my neighbors downstairs, who lives in this big, beautiful, gorgeous apartment, may be moving out. Unfortunately, the bad part is they're evicting her. The good part is they probably will give me her room. Because after living there for a year... Are you for real? Look at this. Iced donut cakes. So gross. I may be a big guy, but I don't like sweets. Beef and noodles. But they might give me her room, which would be really awesome, because it's this big, beautiful place, but it's like half the rent. There we go. It's like half the rent, so that'll be really great if that happens. And we were already through this aisle. See? If it were Walmart, I'd remember where everything is. Actually not, because every month Walmart changes their shit around. Thin spaghetti or spaghetti? Fuck yeah. Just straight up spaghetti. And that's the good news. So that might happen, that might not happen. You never know. Noodle. But, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. That would be amazingly great. But I'm not really sure what's going to happen, so we'll find out someday soon, I hope. And where's the beef? I got to get the beef before they clean the floors. You know how the clean floor people are. They're really, really fast. There we go. $10. Great for lean meals. It says it right there. It's probably a straight up lie, but whatever. And then I gotta get some chips. That's something neat that's going down the line, so we'll figure it out and I'll let you know what's up. I hate shopping when I'm hungry, dude. 4 cheese Italian sausage? Oh. Oh. Right? It's good stuff. Sobda. Gimleto. その通りだ。本当に買った人よ。ああ。3人。NP3228. Mayo? I don't know how to say mayo in Japanese. Oh, mayo? Oh. 何ですか? Mayo です。Motherfucking blowout. Puff HR puffin stuff. I need a lot of weed to watch that. They have it here too, Ultraman, $5. Wait, Series 1, Volume 1. Let's do that. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, dog. Ooh. It's a good movie, by the way, if you haven't seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Picked it up again, but they should just really call it Mage Energy at this point and make this symbol like the Mage Armor symbol or the Frost Armor symbol. That would be great. So I made tacos, and I guess I didn't really explain it all that well in the grocery store, so I will explain it again for you. When I run out of my inhaler, which has a chemical called albuterol in it, I get in trouble. Sometimes, if I'm a little lazy or if I don't really notice it, I will run out of the inhaler over a weekend. So Saturday I called and I said I need a refill, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to run out. Monday came and I was screwed. I don't have asthma attacks anymore. I used to have asthma attacks when I was a kid, but I was having a hard time breathing. So my lungs weren't actually accepting 100% of the capacity of my lungs. So I was getting about 20% of the oxygen into my blood that I would normally get. And I was exhausting myself because I was trying really hard to breathe. So there are 2 things that I can do to stay alive if, outside of calling 911, because I really wasn't interested in calling 911. There are 2 things I can do to stay alive if I have bad things happen to me with my inhaler. 1, I can sit in the shower with the door closed to turn it all the way up to really high hot heat and sit in a steamy room for a while. And the moisture in the air will help me expand my lung capacity slightly so it doesn't suck as much. Or 2, I can, if for lack of a better term, hibernate. So that's what I did. I decided to hibernate instead because I didn't want to exhaust all my hot water and because it was a temporary solution. I slept just until right before the clinic closed, came home, and slept some more. When I don't have my inhaler with me for that long, it doesn't take effect immediately. So really, I was just sleeping to keep myself from exhausting my natural body's resources. So it's not something I like to admit that I do, but I can just sleep for like 2 days straight if I have to. It's really some kind of, sort of learned thing from having this asthma. And what it does is it just, you bring your heart rate down and you bring your breath rate down and you're just not breathing in as much. And I could stay at that state for a while and I just kept sleeping. Yeah, it's pretty hard to do, but that's what happened today. And we would have had the site up today, but my fault. And I didn't even hear my phone go off. So I had like 7 calls and I don't really get calls from people. So that's what happened. So if you have asthma, make sure you don't have to do that because that was unbearable. But I'm better now and I'm filling myself up. I haven't eaten in so long and I'm watching this episode about sake because some of the comments on yesterday's video said that sake just means alcohol. And I don't like to tell people that they're wrong when I really don't know. So there's a couple of videos on sake education that I'm just going to watch. It's going really slow because these guys like talking about their kids and their wives. I figured I owed it to myself to learn a little bit more about sake and the history of it and how it got here. Because obviously if you just think about it, how did it get here? Japanese imports, they just said, yo, we got this, it's from Japan. Let's try to make a couple bucks on it. But it's really interesting stuff, so I'm just going to make sure that I understand everything. And it really, it's one of those things that opens up the pathway to say, hey, how about you learn a little more about something you don't really know all about? Oh, and another thing. Those people who like didn't watch the whole video because of the voice, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you, but I thought it was fucking hella funny. Besides, it doesn't go on forever. It's like if you went 3 minutes into the video and then you were like, I'm turning this off. then, well, maybe you go back and watch it, because I did actually turn off the voice. For those of you who watched, thanks a lot. I wanted to do that at least once, because I knew how to do it. I just didn't want to do it because it's very gay. So, and there were some people who actually unsubscribed. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I actually went to their channels, looked to make sure that they did, and they did. And I was kind of upset about that, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, if you don't enjoy it, then fine. It's my content. You're just along for the ride. And those of you who are sticking around for the ride, you're more than welcome to stay on the roller coaster as long as you want. Anyway, yes, this is really good stuff. If you haven't had this, it's called Warrior Energy. I think the flavor is called Attitude. It's good stuff. I hope that it helps me play when the patch goes live. I don't think it's coming out live today because they just made that single-minded Fury change like 2 days ago. Someone asked if I still had Lost Vlog footage. Yes, I do. I want to save those as content on days when I know that I am not able to film anything, so that I can just edit up a Lost Vlog and stick it up for the day. And I'm looking forward to this. I want to hit this Warrior change head on right into the brick wall and just see if I bust through it or if it breaks all of our faces on. Because if Fury works, cool. If it doesn't, then fuck you, Blizzard. Because ARMS isn't going to work. It's just not going to work. I mean, Fury might work and ARMS might work, but it won't work as well as it used to. And that's what's really the problem. So yeah. Whoa, what's over there? Do you guys remember when I said that the moment Blizzard contradicts themselves that I would tell you? Okay, what I said was people like resto druids and shamans and warriors, for example, we have to really take into consideration what we buy first. Now, the argument can be made that every class does that. But with my mage, I don't really give a crap what I buy. I just buy everything. But on my warrior, because warriors benefit more from weapons than anything else, I saved all my points before I even bought a single piece of epic gear, which, by the way, if you look at my armory, I have not bought a piece of epic gear yet, and this will add to my argument. But I waited 3 weeks to buy my weapon. Now, Blizzard has come out and said that certain 2-piece set bonuses for, resto druids, resto shamans, need to be cut off, so that if you have a 2-piece bonus from one set of gear, there's no way you can activate the 2-piece bonus of another set of gear, which is fine. But here's what the blue post says. We're not going to make this change in 4.0.6, as we realize some people have spent a lot of points to buy into the double 2-piece bonuses. However, it is likely we will make the change at the start of the next PvP season. This is a 2-part important thing that I want to just make sure that y'all are aware of. When they say that, people have spent so much money on their fucking gear, of course, but what they're not thinking about, and this is the contradictory part of it, warriors, if they're making us go Fury to compete, we have to really take into account whether or not we should buy our other weapon now or not. Seriously, that's just how it is. And they don't think in the same dimension as their own little display. Like when they make a post and they say this is why we don't want to do this, they don't fucking play WoW. They just say it because it's actual factual evidence. Like, well, we understand the bonus, blah, 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 blah. You don't play the warrior class, therefore you do not know how to change it properly. I have to sit on all 4,000 of my conquest points because I have nothing else to do. Because I don't know if I have to buy a shield and a one-hander and go prot because prot's the only thing that's going to work, or if I have to buy another 2-hander and go Fury and then buy the rest of my gear. At that point, it doesn't matter what gear piece I buy next or in what order. It might for hit purposes, but the fact of the matter is, when you mess with a class and then you go ahead and try to make administrative changes to other classes in relation to certain things that are effective to all of us, that's when you make yourself look like fucking idiots. Who gives a shit about 2-piece set bonuses? They're not going to nerf that now. What? But because so many people have invested so much time, and guess what? The season's not over with. Change Juggernaut when Season 10 comes out. How about that? instead of fucking with people's invested time. I knew there was going to be a moment where I'd be able to point it out, and there it is, right on the front page of MMO Champion. They want to do this? Oh, and then the whole 2200 rated weapons thing. Oh, you fucking nuts? First of all, people who are getting the weapons from the PvE content are using them in Arena anyway. Where, wow, that's a real controversial thing right there. It's also in direct contradiction to what they're saying about the PvP weapons. And what they're saying is, but because today was supposed to be the day, or yesterday, Tuesday yesterday, was supposed to be the day that said, yo, here's the 2200 weapons because of the MMR glitch that they fucked up on because they don't play WoW. But then they said, this is why we're not going to let you guys get your 2200 rated weapons now. And the reason that it is because raiding is far too difficult. Not enough people have weapons from raids. So we don't want raiders flooding the PvP market to get 2200 rated weapons so that they can take them into PvE. First of all, Blizzard, not everyone can get 2200. You actually kind of have to fucking play PvP to get 2200. So not every fucking PvEer who can barely do a heroic because they don't want to fucking learn their class is gonna do PvP for weapons. It's just not gonna fucking happen. In the fantasy world where Blizzard lives, that's where it happens. It does not fucking happen. Guilds like Paragon, Midwinter, Forlorn Legacy, really high top-end guilds that have that kind of caliber of player in them, yeah, those are the ones who would go, let's get a fucking PvP weapon. But the rest of the world, and that's a very small percentage of the raiding community, mind you, but the rest of the world is not going to go and get 2200 and just be like, yep, cool, we got 2200, it's so easy. Now we can go kill Cho'Gall. Like, that's not gonna happen. That doesn't happen. It never happens, okay? Now they're gonna push it back 2 weeks after the launch of the patch, which didn't even come out yet. So 3 weeks at a maximum for people who want to get their 2200 weapons. That just ends the entire cap of PvP careerism in this thing. I mean, not careerism, but like the whole entire point of PvP. You cannot get shit. You're just tapping and capping out on getting all the epic pieces. Does that matter? Not really, because you can get all your epic pieces, but for classes like the warrior class, we need better weapons. We do not generate any additional shit from our gear, period. Like, the amount that we get from gear is nothing compared to the weapons. And you got mages who can just wear every piece of purple gear and not have a weapon and blow your ass up. Vice versa, the same thing for, say, feral druids. But maybe not so much for death knights, but other people don't need weapons. They just don't need weapons. And then you want to turn around and say, but people have spent so many points on their shit, we wouldn't want to fuck them over. Hey, guess what? You already changed everyone's class. Why don't you just fucking throw the patch in, turn on the 2200 weapons, and let's just see who gets to buy them from the ground up. Oh, I can deal with mages in Arena, but not 1v1 with Juggernaut the way it is now. When Juggernaut is fucking changed and you put DR on charges and intercepts with every stun, I will never fucking beat a mage. Never. I can tell you what I'm gonna run right now, and I really hope it's gonna work. Enhancement Shaman, Warrior, and something else. What is it? It's Enhancement Shaman, Warrior, Feral Druid, or Paladin. Just, that's all it is. One of those two. And I would love to explain to you why it would work, but it's going to be Fury Warrior, and it's going to be Enhancement Shaman, and it's going to be one of those things. It's Fury. It's very simple. But you do not turn around and go, well, because we want, we wouldn't want to screw over these people, but we're completely happy with screwing over these people. Wearing two pieces of two different sets is a resil boost beyond fair, okay? Oh, they don't have to work with their shitty 4-piece bonus. Well, then fix the 4-piece bonus and make it worth using. Don't just go, yeah, you guys can use two sets and get 400 extra resil. Get out of here. Use your fucking head. Maybe. Just maybe. And this is something I proposed a while ago. Let me know what you think about this. Put it in the comments. I'm really curious. Maybe Blizzard should just have a department of 10 people who play every class in the game well, and they play every spec well. That's their job. Their job is to just immerse themselves in playing that class. And then they pull them around, they get them in a meeting room, and they talk about class changes. So when you propose changing shit for warriors, the warrior guy can go, yo, that's gay. But if it will work, then that person has to say, cool, go for it because it will work. But don't propose changes to classes that are fucked up, like the feral shape-shifting thing and the warrior juggernaut thing, and then whatever else they've done to whoever else they've done it to, because I'm sorry, I don't really pay attention, but to be honest, I looked at everybody else's stuff, and there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. They're buffing paladins. I would play my paladin. You know what? I made the decision I'm not playing my paladin unless I get really fucking bored, and this is why. It's 2 fucking buttons. I don't want to play whack-a-mole. If you played whack-a-mole, god damn it. That's all the class is fucking whack-a-mole. I don't give a shit if you're a 2900 rated red paladin. It does not fucking matter. You play whack-a-mole. There's no skill in there. There's no actual like, well, then I'm going to do this and kaboom, I win because I'm awesome. No, it's whack-a-mole. That's why I want one on my team. Plus, none of their magic can be removed. It's sick. You just blow wings and fucking blow kids up. No more heroism. It's cock and balls, and it's gonna fucking work. That's it. I'm done for the rant today.
I got what you need right here. Get a Dante subscription. It's free. A Vasti sailboat. What you sitting around for, kids? Get the fuck